Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. I've had a bit of excitement medically, but we can discuss that in a bit. So let's go ahead and do our opening prayers. Um, I don't see Mike anywhere. There he is. Mike, will you lead us in the mandala offering, please?
Good morning, would love to, thank you. Sashi Puki Jukshing Metotron Rirabling Shin Yinde Genpadi Sange Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namdak Shingla Druparshok Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami.
Go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtues merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, may I attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, compassion, knowledge, and strength, the Dharma, the enlightened side of truth, and the Sangha, the community of realized beings. From the virtuous merit I create, from the practice of giving with the understanding of emptiness, moral discipline with the understanding of emptiness, patience with the understanding of emptiness, joyous effort with the understanding of emptiness, concentration and wisdom, I will attain the state of a Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, let's start with rejoicing. Up on my left part of my screen, first one's up, Katya. What do you have to rejoice in?
Hi, hello everybody. I rejoice that I have the opportunity and the fortune to start this new course with you, Lama Sumati, and with all the classmates. And I dedicate it so that everyone can have the access and the opportunities to take ACI courses.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to teaching this one. Okay, next, let's see. Let's go. Anna, are you doing rejoicing or you're just recording?
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati. Hello, everyone. Thank you for opportunity to share my rejoicing. Please let me know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I rejoice about the snow. We have snow in April, and it's pretty much snow for today and yesterday, and I rejoice that everything can. I started to understand pretty deeply that everything could be changed just in a moment. In my town, the trees are blossoming, but there is snow also. It's interesting story for me, and I rejoice that my understanding of emptiness, I think, I hope, is starting to be deeper. Thank you.
Oh, very good. That must be beautiful. If you get a
Yeah.
chance, take a picture of it and send it to me. I'd like to see it.
Oh, okay, I will try. Okay.
Okay. Okay, who's next? Natalia, you're interpreting, so I guess you want to do any rejoicing?
Hello, Venerable Sumati. Can you hear me?
Turn my interpreter.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I thought it was on. Come on. There we go.
I'm
Okay.
an English channel.
Yeah.
Now you can. Hello, dear Sumati. I think that today I'm rejoicing about the powerful seeds that I'm planting right now, helping to translate the start of this course, number 8, that I'm helping to translate it. So I will rejoice about this fact today, that I can help people who would like to join this course or will see in the recording and will receive this deep knowledge.
Well, good. I rejoice in your putting up with my rapid speech. I'll try to be slower. And
thank you.
I'll try to remember to send you my notes before class.
Oh, that will be great. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
That will be helpful. Thank
okay,
you.
I have Katerina's down in my lower left corner. Well, maybe she's not available. Okay, let's go to Svetlana. You're in my upper right corner.
Hello,
There you go.
Sumati. Hello, everyone. I'm also rejoicing that we are having classes from today to start, and I'm rejoicing that there are several changes in my physical job space. Like I have new chair which has some position for neck and back, so special more comfortable chair, then 2 monitors, and we have fruits on by Tuesdays as something for all environment. And I think it might be from seeds of caring about others, make it comfortable for others, and expand the view, make it like easier to understand, and giving some healthy food. So I'm rejoicing and dedicated that everyone can have the most beautiful and comfortable things in their path to enlightenment.
And it's important to realize that those are seeds that you planted before ripening now. And if you want to continue that, you have to continue planting the seeds for others being comfortable. So very good. Very good. Okay. I'm not sure how to pronounce. I have no idea how to pronounce.
Olga.
Oh, that's Olga? Oh, hi, Olga. Do you have anything you can rejoice in today? Olga? Yeah, yeah. Unmute your microphone.
Я очень плохо говорю по-английски. Вот. Я очень рада началу нового курса, и я очень рада, что у меня есть такая возможность проходить его с вами. Я только недавно вас узнала, и тут такая возможность сразу проходить курс у вас.
Olga has told that she doesn't speak English very good, and she's rejoicing about the fact that today this course is starting and that she has the possibility to be here and to start this course. And she has known about you only lately, and she's rejoicing about the fact that this course has started and she could join it.
No, we're happy to have you. Okay, let's see. Katerina, you're up next.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm rejoicing that we can class today and I see you. I'm very grateful for this and I rejoice my kids have school vacation, spring vacation at school, and we have a family travel in the mountain. Ossetia, this is part of Russian mountain, and we walk a lot. Here is a beautiful, very beautiful nature, and I try to remember that all is from it. And I rejoice that we have class today. Thank you.
Very good. Yes. We all take for granted our seeds ripening. We don't really stop and think it's happening every moment of the day and every movement of our mind. And I have to remind that because I'm getting more and more frustrated with my Parkinson's symptoms, but we'll go into that in a bit. Okay. Tatiana, what do you have to rejoice in?
Здравствуйте, дорогой Лама Сумати. Всем привет. Рада всех видеть. Лама Сумати, я хочу вас... я думаю, что вы улыбнетесь от такой новости. Я в марте, в общем, с января по март я изучала 10 курс. И в марте же начала курировать 7. Вот. И однажды на занятиях мне вспомнилось, как мы в начале занятий радуемся и рассказываем вам наши радости. И не быстро, Наташа? Ага. И что я на последних уроках уже действительно улыбалась во время кофе-медитации нашей. И я поделилась этим со своими однокурсниками и со студентами другого курса. И меня поддержали. И я всем рассказала, как Лама Сумати нас учит радоваться. И все были рады, они тоже поддержали меня, и мы, в общем, проводили кофе-медитацию после занятий. Спасибо.
Hello, dear Venerable Sumati and all. I'm rejoicing about. I'm very glad to see all of you, and I'm rejoicing about the fact that I was studying the 10th ACI course from January till March, and in March I started to coordinate the course number 7. Coordinate, monitor, be in charge of 7th group for the course 7. And during one of the classes at the 7th ACI course, Tatiana remembered about this rejoicing practice from your lessons. And she started to smile during her coffee meditation. And after this coffee meditation, she shared with her classmates, all the participants, about your practice. She told about your classes that you gave this rejoicing practice. And she offered to do this practice also during these group sessions. And all people were glad to. And so they started to implement this practice during their coffee meditation, your practice.
Yay. Well, that's very nice. I'm very happy. Okay, let's see who's next. Daria, can't forget Daria.
Good morning, Venerable Sumati. I'm rejoiced to hear your smile, and it's present for me, and I'm happy to see a lot of happy people and healthy people.
Well, that's always something to rejoice
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, who do I have left? Mike.
Hello, good morning. Thank you. I want to rejoice that when we're finished with this course, we'll be halfway through the 18 courses. we're almost halfway there. So I'm excited about that, and thank you for teaching, and please keep teaching, and please stay. And I wanted to rejoice that I've been going through kind of like the Dharma has been like unlocking things at a little bit more of a subtle and like personal level recently, which hasn't been like the easiest thing to deal with in the sense of from a comfort standpoint from you know uh but it's been, I'm finding that um the more subtle things are, and the more kind of like personal and um I don't know, kind of more painful things are, that when I get through them, um they they help with more things across my life. So like, something that like an easy thing that I got rid of 2 years ago and had a little bit of an effect, now the things are harder and they're more personal and they're more deep, but what they're um what I'm accomplishing as a result of going through the effort um has a lot more of a beautiful effect when it's done. So I just want to celebrate that, even though it's kind of, you know, it's kind of bittersweet, but without the Dharma, I wouldn't be having any of these thoughts that are really just helping me become a better person. So thank you for your teachings.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad that it's impacting you. I'm sorry it's a little bittersweet, but that that tends to be the way we see it until we see everything's ripening from our past deeds. And once ripened, if we don't respond to them improperly, they're done. The trouble is we've responded improperly for a long time. But I rejoice in the fact that if I don't respond negatively today, I'm not generating seeds I'm going to have to see ripen tomorrow or the next day. Now, having said that, my symptoms have gotten worse, and I'm having some frustration issues with that I'm not proud of. But I don't know about all of you, but sometimes it feels good to get mad. But it's movement of the mind, and what it's registering is anger and the karma ripening for that in my future. So I've got to stop doing that. So I'm going to renew my effort to behave better. I'm on a new medication, which appears to be helping dramatically with a tremor I have in this hand. So sometimes this will get to the point where I'm doing this, and there's this new medication that's pretty much stopped. So, yay. I was in the emergency room on, I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday.
Friday.
Thursday. So what, Katya?
Friday.
Friday. Oh, okay. Well, that's so anyway, I had a very strange heartbeat situation going. So I got to ride in the ambulance and the siren and the whole 9 yards. I feel fine. I have a monitor on now that's monitoring me 24/7 for a month. But it just brings back our mortality when something like that happens. what I'm really pleased to be able to say is I was not afraid of death. I didn't think I was going to die, but when you have trouble with your heart, there's always that possibility of it stopping. So all's good. I feel better. And so, okay. So, Class 8, Death in the Realms of Existence. This can get pretty depressing. So just hang in there. Do the homeworks, do the quizzes. We'll do some meditation. It's well, you'll see. Okay. So you finish the beginning of the Bodhisattva vows, which are the behavior guidelines we use once we understand enough about karma and emptiness to get a glimpse of the responsibility we have to reach our own total Buddhahood. It's up to us. I can teach you all I know, but it's up to you to set the seeds for your enlightenment. And I like that. I like that. It's my job, my responsibility to help you, but ultimately it's each of our responsibility to get along the path. And I like that. I like making it my problem, not someone else's. It seems odd this course would be on death in the realms of existence from the Abhidharma Kosha, which is a primary text for a lower school, right after we take the Bodhisattva vows. But I think there are two reasons. The Abhidharma Kosha goes into great detail, which all the schools agree with, on the kinds of suffering that beings can experience. It introduces us to all the different kinds of beings there are in the world, beyond those we can see directly. Now, one problem that looks like I'm beginning to have is I'm hallucinating. Now, that's not a good thing. It's only happened major time once, and that was about 3 weeks ago when I need to wear a sports coat at this award ceremony I'm going to in Washington in May. So I had a sports coat and I took it out of its cloth bag and I looked at it and it looked terrible. It looked like something I would never wear. So I put it back in its container and went to rent my tuxedo for the award banquet and thought I was going to have to rent a sports coat. So I asked them if I could rent a sports coat, and they looked at me like I was nuts. They only rent formal dress wear, not a sports coat. So I got kind of depressed over that because a new sports coat was going to run me $300. And so I went home with Carlos. He was with me, my friend and attendant when I travel. And he said, well, let's look at the sports coat. So I said, well, it's pretty ugly. So we took the case off of it, and the sports coat was just perfect. So what I'd seen a week or so earlier was a hallucination. It was fine. So that's pretty trivial, a sports coat hallucination. But I've got to be aware of that. Now, the reason for telling you this story is because my karma ripened at that moment to see something that was not there. But here's my point. What do I mean it wasn't there? It was a seed ripening. It was there in the sense it was a ripened seed, but was it a valid perception? So I leave that with you to think of. Okay. As aspiring bodhisattvas, we want to know about all the different types of living beings, so we know who needs help. We can learn what kind of help they need and how to do it. We talk about the hell realms, the different hell realms and stuff. I take the different hell realms to be, I take examples in our worldly life. For instance, the terrible fighting that's going on in the Middle East or in the Ukraine or in Yemen or anywhere. That's a hell realm. So I don't need to imagine a hell realm. That's a hell realm to me, knowing that cities are being obliterated and people in Gaza, the innocent people in Gaza are being decimated by the terrorists, in my opinion, that are hiding in a hospital because they know we won't bomb a hospital. Well, the Israelis do because they're going after the terrorists. So it's a long political issue, but my point is we have plenty of examples on Earth of in my existence now that are excellent examples of the hell realm. So like I said, this course is somewhat depressing. Just because we can't see the hell realms doesn't mean we don't have the seeds that could ripen as us becoming hell beings. Okay, so the text for this course is the Abhidharma Kosha by Master Vasubandhu, 30 AD. It means the treasure house of higher knowledge. Kosha is treasure house. Abhidharma is higher knowledge. Now I have a translation that Geshe Michael did very beginning of his translating career. And if any of you would like it, it's kind of difficult reading. But if any of you would like it, please let Svetlana know and she'll take your names and I will forward it. It's in English. I will forward it to you and you can use it. I would prefer you not forward it to anybody else. If you want a copy, I will give you one, but I don't want you to give people copies. So please understand that. The commentary we'll be using is The Illumination on the Path to Freedom by Tarlam Shelje. Tardam Shelje, that's the Tibetan for it. And the first Dalai Lama was the person who wrote that text. The second text with the same name is a logic text by Gyaltsen. The Abhidharma Kosha explains all of Buddhism in a nutshell, but it's very difficult to interpret. The first chapter explains the parts of a person. The second chapter, energies within the self. The third chapter explains the universe, time, space, creation. Fourth chapter works on karma, and all the schools accept the fourth chapter. The fifth is mental afflictions. Sixth, how to understand meditation and how to liberate ourselves. In the monasteries, it's studied for 2 years. In this course, we're going to study the third chapter. So here are what the classes are going to cover, if I can stay on record. Class 1 covers the desire realm and form realm. Class 2, the formless realm and rebirth. Class 3, the lives of craving spirits and animals. Class 4, the lives of humans and pleasure beings. Class 5, intermediate state or the bardo. Class 6, the kinds of sustenance. Class 7, the hell realms. Class 8, time and space. And class 9 and 10 are the details of death and meditation on death. So we're going to study the realms to better understand suffering and to know what can happen when this body dies. This will hopefully motivate greater renunciation. The reason to study the suffering is, like I said, to better understand what happens after this body dies. Some of it seems pretty unreal, and some of it for a Westerner, well, for all of us in this class, are a little hard to grasp. I mean, pretzels, beans that survive on smells. What? What does that mean? We'll get to it. A lot of it is, well, I have to be careful saying this. I think the important thing about beings that survive on smells as their sustenance is just understanding there are so many different types of beings and how they survive in this world. And we need to remember that because we can, unfortunately, our seeds could ripen where we become one of them. So, like I said, it's hopefully going to motivate greater renunciation. It's useful to learn and practice a proper death meditation. And we'll be doing that each class for a while. There's a meditation module on the death meditation, which I love to teach. And it's a weekend. So maybe we can figure out how to do that during this time. Every being and every object in the realms we're going to discuss is suffering. It equals the truth of suffering, the Arya truth of suffering. So the form realm was called this because physical matter here has reached its highest expression. Beings are living in temporary paradises, similar to what we think of as heaven, ideal, perfect place. Beings live there for a very long time and are very happy. Geshe Michael calls them pleasure beings. But it is a suffering realm. While one is there, you are burning up incredible amounts of good karma, but you don't make any new goodness. Once the goodness you produced in the past is worn out, what happens? Only your negative karma is left, and you fall into the hell realms or into another lower realm. It is not our physical world. It's a much purer place. There are 4 divisions in the form realm that are called samtans, 4 deep meditation levels. The first one is one you need to reach for direct perception of emptiness, but you don't want to stay there. Now, these are details that are on the homeworks, so I'm just giving them to you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how important knowing the details of all these levels is. We don't go in much detail for most of them. The 4 divisions have a total of 17 levels. These are 17 physical places you can be reborn in. The first 3 each have 3 levels for 9, and the last has 8 for a total of 17. The first level of the form realm is a beautiful place. You live for a very long time, and the last day of life there, you get a premonition of what is to come. And then suffering the next 24 hours is horrible. Everyone starts to avoid you because you start to smell, look old. You know you are dying and suffering, the suffering that is coming. If you reach this level of meditation repeatedly and do not use it for something higher, like the direct perception of emptiness, the result is a descent to hell as you use up all your good karma. Being reborn in the form realm depends on a Samsung level of your meditation. If you reach the Samsung second level and stay there when you die, you will be reborn into the second level of the form realm. Reaching levels of deep meditation with no higher goal or effort leads to the form realm rebirth, and that is not our goal. We cannot see the form realms, but we can go visit by way of meditation. We need to reach the first level of the form realm. We need to reach the first level of the form realm to have the direct perception of emptiness. The highest level of the form realm is called Oakman. The scriptures say that the day you become a Buddha, you'll do so in a paradise called Oakman. It is not this Oakman where you reach your enlightenment is not the same as the form realm Oakman. But it's still a suffering realm. Desire realm. Now, desire realm is much easier to comprehend because I think we can each find examples in life that are examples for me of the desire realms. So, the lowest to the highest, there are 10 bad rebirths. Hell beings, there are 8 bad rebirths for hell beings. We are talking about beings in realms we cannot see here, cannot really believe or know exist. The point of studying this is they're nothing but our projections. They do not exist from their own side. There is not something out there that one of us sees as good and one sees as bad. There's only just what I see and what you see. And it's from that what you and I do to others. So the realms can be, they will be, because of how we treat others. So it is possible for such a thing as paradise or nirvana just by making the goodness necessary to see them. If we go on selfishly in the way we have been, our world will continue to seem a suffering world. Once you understand karma and emptiness, then the Abhidhammakorsha third chapter does not sound as metaphorical or superstitious. When you have the direct perception of emptiness, you will see the other realms. You will know the truth of suffering and that there is nothing nice in any of the desire realms. But until we've seen emptiness directly, we cannot truly understand this. We are in the desire realm. We are suffering. If we had behaved differently in the past, we would not have to perceive things in this way. So the point of learning about them, and this is the important thing for these classes, the point of learning about them is to figure out how to stop making these realms. There are 8 levels of the hell hot and cold realm, hell realms, we're going to learn about later. So the hell realm's the lowest of the six desire realms. The next one up from that, better than the hell realms, but still not great, are craving spirits, also known as pretas or hungry ghosts. Because of past selfishness, they are born into a realm of constant craving, the inability to be satisfied. We can't see them because they have a subtle body. Next, the third of the six desire realms are the animal realm. These we can see. A great mass of animals live in oceans, just relatively few live on land or air. Geshe Michael describes in his viewpoint, well, that's the Abhidharma Kosha's viewpoint as well, that animals live a life of paranoia and fear, constantly worrying about being eaten. Those which are domesticated or abused by humans. Humans always think that animals are unnecessarily afraid. But think about how in many countries the sound of a helicopter means things are going to get bad very quickly. In this country, if you hear the helicopter, it's 9 times out of 10, it's an ambulance taking someone who's desperately ill or injured to the hospital. But I bet you there are many countries in this world where the sound of a helicopter means the secret police are coming to do something to somebody. And you think about animals in a constant state of fear. What would it be like? Just stop and think about this. What would it be like if in our world, my world, we saw a lot like dinosaurs, let's say, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, something that could hunt and kill humans like we hunt and kill deer and elk and various other animals. So the major predator for us are humans. But what if there was something much larger and stronger and pervasive? Think that'd be terrifying. So you can imagine how many animals are terrified and living this constant fear. We watch a lot of animal documentaries, and they seem to indicate to me that animals don't live in as much fear as we think. I get sucked into this is one of my faults. I get sucked into the cute cat YouTube videos and seeing dogs and cats getting along together, cats and birds getting along together. I get started on those and I can waste an hour of my life skipping through the various animal videos. Okay, so now those were the unpleasant. So we had hell realms. Next up is craving spirits, and next up from there are the animals. Now we have 10 good rebirths. So we had 10 bad rebirths. The 8 hell realm possibilities, the pretyas or craving spirits or hungry ghosts, and the animal realm. Now the 10 good rebirths. The fourth up there are 4 of them for humans. These four come from the four continents described in the Buddhist cosmology. Each is slightly different, but they're not Asia, Africa, North or South America. They have no relationship to the continents in our world. There are 6 types of pleasure beings. We cannot see them. There are 2 different classes of pleasure beings, each with 3 types. There are jealous gods and pleasure beings. The 17 pleasure beings living in the form realm are a higher type than those living in the desire realm. Those living inside samsara spend their lives in super pleasure, and the totally pure enlightened beings who live outside suffering life. There are 20 possible types of rebirth in the desire realm. The 6th realm is the Bardo beings, or intermediate beings. These are technically not in samsara, not in the desire realm, or any realm. They're between the realms. Why is the desire realm called the desire realm? Because the basic motivation of the desire realm is food and sex. The highest school of Buddhism, which we study, says that all these realms and beings within these realms are results of projections forced on us by our past karmic seeds. So never kid yourself. These realms do exist from our karma. And since I don't know what karma I projected in the past that's ripening now, all I can do is work on doing what I can now to not have that be a problem. So we need to stop doing the things that are ripening now that we don't like. Stop making the seeds that will cause suffering projections. So that's an overview of what we're going to be talking about. Seems kind of depressing, but look at it this way. If you know more about the possible options for rebirth, you'll spend more time trying to not do the deeds that make for the less pleasant rebirth. So we're going to do a meditation now. It's the start of Geshe Michael's death meditation. So if you need to take a few minutes to get a cup of coffee or tea or go to the bathroom, go ahead and do so. And what time is it? 10:48. Let's get back here in 5 minutes. So go do, if you need to stretch or do whatever, go ahead, and I'll answer any questions you might have. See you back in 5 minutes. Svetlana, did you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, dear Lama Sumati. Can I ask the question about classification? Like there is form, formless, and desire realm, and in desire realm there are like pleasure beings, gods and demigods, those who are higher than people. So pleasure beings are in desire realm higher than humans, and also in form and formless realm, or how to say?
Yes, anybody, the form and formless realm entities are a higher degree of pleasure being than we are. Now, if you look at the immensely wealthy people in the world, and you could think they're pleasure beings because they've got everything they want. But then you stop and think about it, and many of the most wealthy people are the most unhappy people. So to me, I'm I'm not thrilled that I have Parkinson's, but I'm married to a lovely lady for my wife. We've been married for almost 50 years. I'm doing what I enjoy doing, writing these books and articles and teaching. So in many ways, I live in a very pleasurable world. But if I look outside what I feel, what I'm doing right now here, and look at the wars and terrible famine in the world, and the impending doom of climate change, which is what's the word? Exorable. It's happening. There are parts of this world that are going to be completely underwater in a couple of decades. The low-lying islands in the Pacific. There's one in particular called Kwajalein, which is important to me because that's a target that we send missiles to understand how well they work in case we ever need them, God forbid. But Kwajalein has all kinds of radar installations and such, and that's going to be underwater in another 20 years. So it has a direct impact. I live in Arizona. You live in Moscow. It's not like Moscow is going to get wet from climate change. But think about New York. Think of what's a city on the major city in Russia that's on the coast.
St. Petersburg, Sochi.
Okay, so St. Petersburg, unless it rises pretty steeply out of the ocean, it's going to be underwater. They didn't really think New York would have as much trouble as they had until Hurricane Sandy occurred and drove water up. The force of the wind drove water into Wall Street. That's inconceivable to me. So it's very real. I don't frankly know what places are going to do. They seem to be ignoring, just ignoring the fact it's going to happen. But okay, we'll wait a few more minutes for Katya and Katerina to come back. Okay, there's Katerina. Well, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll go through the preliminaries. First, get comfortable where you can sit still for 15, 20 minutes. Legs, if you're sitting in lotus, that's great. If you're sitting in a chair, the legs should be flat. The feet should be flat on the floor. Your legs should be comfortable. Your shoulders should be level. Head level. Eyes lowered or closed. Left hand over right hand in your lap. Your spine is straight. Watch your breath for the count of 10, trying to focus only on your breath at the sensation at the tip of your nose. I like to encourage my students to work on breathing more and more slowly. Normal breath sequence is 12 per minute. You can get it down to 4, and it's quite comfortable, at least for me. Next, go for refuge in the fact that the teachings of this course can help us change our behavior in order to really protect us, help us truly help other people. Next, think of bodhicitta. Think of someone you know who's having trouble, mental or physical or emotional pain. Think how much you would like to be able to help them. Invite your holy being to come and meditate with you. I like to sit them in the air in front of me, a full-length prostration away. Life-size, smiling, happy you are doing this practice. Mentally prostrate to them. The prostration is showing respect, mental or physical prostration. It's not subservience. Think of something they have done for you and then praise them for it. Make them an offering. The nicest offering is to recall some part of your practice you did well today. Not getting mad when you could have. Letting someone go in front of you in the store because they're agitated and in a hurry to get going. So you let them have your place and checkout line at the grocery store. Now regret a wrong deed you've done as the confession, part of the preliminaries. This is a quick 4 powers. Determined to try hard not to do it again. Next, tell them a specific goodness, about a specific goodness you've done and be happy about it. This is rejoicing. Ask for the teachings, both formal and informal. The ones where someone irritates you and you realize it's a chance to practice what you're learning. I like to see everyone I meet as teachers for me. And next, ask for your teachers to stay. Pray for their long lives. And continued involvement with us. Okay, if you need to shift a little bit, do so, because we're going to start the meditation now. You are at the edge of a thick, dark forest. Looking out into a clearing that has a building. The building is made from adobe. There are burnt orange clay tiles on the roof. Between you and the building is a moat, and there's a bridge across the moat. Between the moat and the building across the moat from you is a beautiful meadow with flowers and tall grass. Between you and the moat is a clearing. You've been struggling through this thick, dark forest without a trail for a long time. You're tired from carrying a heavy backpack that contains all your possessions. Things are even strapped to the outside because you have so much stuff that you feel you cannot live without. The stuff on the outside of the backpack catches the branches and stuff on the shrubs you've been walking through. Your arms and face are all scratched up. You are hot. You are tired. And you are thirsty. You see in the near clearing a table with food and cold drinks and lots of people milling around. You walk towards the table and have to push past people to get to the food and drink. They push back and grab at what's on the outside of your pack. Seemingly, it seems like everyone is for themselves or herself, irrespective of what you need. You slap their hands, defending your stuff, all the while trying to get to the food and drink. This scene is like someone living life in denial of their inevitable death. We constantly struggle to get what we want or think we want. We struggle to protect ourselves from the people who think they need it. We use up our good karma and create negative karma without a moment's hesitation. This is our image of the problem of not meditating on death. The stuff in the backpack represents all of our unnecessary possessions, inaccurate beliefs and opinions, unnecessary activities. On the outside of your pack is a canteen with water, but in this metaphor, it's the big house mortgage that you struggle to get out from. You purchased more of a house or an apartment than you really could afford, so you have to have 2 jobs in order to make the payments. The flashlight strapped to the outside of my backpack is the fancy car that I spent far too much money on. The bedroll is that friend that just likes to go to the bar and argue politics, wasting time. Without meditating on death, we will never come to see how useless and petty much of what we do is, and hence we perpetuate this cycle of life called samsara. You break out of the crowd, thinking that there is something wrong with this picture. I cannot go on like this. Something has to change. You move towards the bridge that goes across the moat. It's an arched bridge. So you walk to the high point, the center of the bridge. In this meditation, the bridge represents the benefit of doing a good death meditation. Take off the backpack, open it up. You start to throw items over the bridge railing, identifying them as you do so and sincerely saying good riddance. For me, I throw the 3 newspaper subscriptions I used to have, the 2 news magazines, the Netflix movie subscription. I'm eliminating all of the useless activities and things in relationships that eat up your time without bringing real benefit. Now you pick up your backpack, continue across the bridge, having gotten rid of those things without regret. That is the key. Renunciation, you cannot have regret, or it's not true renunciation. You're over the bridge. The backpack is very light, but you still feel dirty and hot and tired. You look ahead and you see a gauntlet of armed guards, and you must pass between before you make it to the building. They are menacing and scary. They represent the other kind of death meditation, where you practice the terror and panic of death. Knowing this, you muster your remaining strength and courage and run right past them before they can react. Suddenly you find yourself in a peaceful meadow, refreshed, clean, and now you have no more backpack. You are carefree and you skip toward the building's door. You find yourself standing in front of a yellow door on the building's east side. You sense that the building surrounds a courtyard, and there are lots of rooms to go through before you reaching the courtyard. Okay, you can open your eyes. So, we're going to be going through the reasons for doing a death meditation. It doesn't have to be this complicated on an every day-to-day basis. And you can make this your own. As once we go through it a couple of times, there'll be parts that you can make more realistic or more interesting to your needs. But the point is to realize that your present life is suffering. You want to do something about the suffering. You know you can do something about the suffering, and so you do. And the very first part of any of this is your belief in past and future lives and what you need to do to prepare for your next life by going through a death meditation and making sure what you're doing during the day is the highest thing you could do. Now, I have to be sure that to have you understand, this does not mean you can't relax. Read a good book, see a good movie. But that can't be the normal, the main part of your life. Main part of your life, frankly, has to be working very hard on your reaction to the day-to-day occurrences that will tempt you with the wrong response. Like I was saying earlier, when something bad happens to me, I actually rejoice in the fact that I've burned off that karmic seed. It's gone. Now, there may be a dozen or hundreds more, but if I don't react negatively, then I burnt that seed off. So every morning I wake up and I think I could not have Parkinson's today. And there's absolutely no reason that couldn't be true, because my Parkinson's is coming from my past karmic deeds. So if I stop reacting negatively to it, which is hard, believe me, when you can't open a Ziploc bag easily, that makes cooking and much more of a chore. And you can't write decently with a pen anymore. That makes writing, signing anything. You should see my, and when UPS comes to your house and you sign on one of those tablets, my signature is, well, it's a joke. But so by my reacting, and when I get up in the morning thinking this is the last day of my karma for Parkinson's, and not getting mad about it, I'm burned off yet another seed of Parkinson's, and I'm setting the seeds for not having Parkinson's. So God forbid any of you get Parkinson's, but put that in the context. Instead of going to bed thinking, oh, what a miserable day, I hope tomorrow's better, go to bed thinking, I got rid of a lot of bad karma today. And by not responding with ignorance, but by responding with wisdom, I've set a whole nother set of things in the future to make my life easier and more enjoyable. Then you do your coffee meditation and you fall asleep. I like to rejoice throughout the day. I don't just wait until nighttime. My wife and I are constantly saying, that's a rejoiceable. That's something we can rejoice in. So it's a rejoice. I don't know that the word exists, but we think it does. In our little world, rejoiceable is a word. So, okay. So do the homeworks and etc. And we'll see you all on Thursday. And I will try and make sure to have my teaching notes available. So Natalia, I send it to you. Well, Natalia, will you be the translator for the entire course?
Dear Venerable Sumati, I can't translate on Thursdays. I'm working, so
Okay.
there will be another person. I don't know who will be helping.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have your email. Svetlana, can you send me her Natalia's email, and I will make sure to get her the course notes. Okay. Now, one other thing I wanted to be sure to let you all know. I think many of you know, but Geshe Michael is going to be teaching the Lam Rim. It's called the De Lam, which is the precursor for taking a tantric course from him. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you take the time to take these courses, even if you don't intend to take the Diamond Way, the Tantra courses. Any chance to get a teaching like this from Geshe Michael is an incredible privilege and opportunity. So don't miss it. I've got all sorts of tantric teachings. I'm going to be taking the course again because I don't want to miss a chance to hear Geshe Michael teach. So, okay. Good to see you all. Let's dedicate. How do I want to do my dedication? Let's see. May the source of benefit and goodness, the Dharma, spread and expand. May the beings upholding the Dharma have excellent health. May the source of happiness and well-being for all embodied beings, the Dharma taught by the Buddhas, always increase. May the precious Bodhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. Okay. Great to see you all. It was nice to see some nice, lovely, smiling faces. I'm looking forward to teaching again, and we will see you Thursday. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.